Your News at 11 starts right now.
It's another nice winter night in central Indiana. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexis McAdams in for Matt Smith. But that nice weather is just hours away from ending, unfortunately, because a wintry mix will soon be arriving in the area. Let's check in tonight with meteorologist John DeSauer for more on what we can expect. John. Thanks, John. And CBS 4 is your weather authority. You can track the latest forecast on our Weather Authority app and also stay up to date on all the weather and, unfortunately, those snowy conditions heading our way on CBS4Indy.com. New tonight at 11, a Kokomo man is under arrest for the death of a 60-year-old man. We're going to show you who police arrested. It's this man, Trevor Bean of Kokomo. They say he hit Kokomo resident Paul Andreas in the head with an unknown item during a home invasion, then took off. It all happened this morning on South Webster Street in Kokomo. Andreas was then taken to the hospital where he later died from that head injury. Bean is now being held without bond tonight at the Howard County Jail. And a CBS 4 update on a death investigation in Johnson County tonight. Sheriff Doug Cox telling us 50-year-old Andrew Perry died from blunt force trauma to the head. His death is now being ruled a homicide. Perry's body was found yesterday morning in this home we're showing you on your screen. That's in the Stone Village neighborhood in the Greenwood area. Deputies are following up on several leads, but if you have any information you feel could be helpful to police during this investigation, please call Greenwood Police. Tonight, officers are still looking for the person who stabbed a 19-year-old person in Plainfield. That happened early this morning at the Lakeside apartment complex, where police say a man actually was stabbed in the stomach after a fight. He was then taken to the hospital. If you know anything about this investigation, please call police. And after a winning week for many carrier workers, Rexnord employees are now in the spotlight. There was a tweet earlier you might have seen from President-elect Donald Trump saying that Rexnord workers should also be wondering about their own jobs tonight. CBS 4's Deanna Alberton joins us now from the newsroom with more on this investigation. Deanna.
God, just give me something that I can hold on to, some hope. And then he tweeted.
To Rexnord employee Brian Bossum, this late-night tweet from President-elect Donald Trump was a small sign. It said, Rexnord of Indiana is moving to Mexico.
And Indiana Secretary of State Connie Lawson says the Hoosier State set a record this year with early voting. 33% of voters in the general election actually cast their ballots early this year. That's up from 24% in 2008 and just 22% back in 2012. 69% of voters in Hancock County also voted early this year. However, officials say the overall election turnout of 58% also fell short of the turnout in 2008. Former U.S. Senator Richard Lugar is sharing his political insights with college students tonight. Lugar was at the University of Indianapolis talking to a group of students about a whole range of topics that are facing our country. He also shared his views on the current political climate and Donald Trump.
I think outsiders can be very important and maybe very successful, but it really does depend upon having a good team, having resources that supplement whatever knowledge you may have or whatever experiences.
The event marked the 40th year for Lugar's Symposium for Tomorrow's Leaders. A CBS 4 update tonight. The FBI believes they found the remains of this missing Indiana woman near Knoxville, Tennessee. 44-year-old Rachel Lynn Madison of Clarksville was last seen November 27th in North Florida. The FBI tells us her estranged husband, this man Jarvis Madison, was also found in Louisville, Kentucky yesterday and was questioned. He was then taken into custody on a warrant issued by Indiana State Police. Investigators are now trying to positively ID her remains. There's no word yet on any charges for Jarvis Madison. Take a good look at these photos. Westfield police are asking for your help in finding that woman on your screen. She's accused of using counterfeit checks at several grocery stores in the area. Police believe she goes by the name Tawana Carter. She could also be responsible for similar fraud cases in Hamilton and Marion counties. If you know who she is or have any information on this case, please call 262-TIPS for Crime Stoppers. Turning now to California, where at least 9 people were killed and dozens others still unaccounted for after this huge fire behind me in these pictures ripped through a warehouse in Oakland. As many as 100 people were at a rave-style party when a fire tore through the building just last night. Fire officials say the flames actually trapped people inside of the building. The building was packed with combustible materials that several artists in the area use. It was one of their workplaces. Fire crews say the only way out was a second-floor makeshift stairwell, and it appeared there were no fire sprinklers in that building. Recovery efforts are still underway tonight.
Because of the devastating nature of this incident, we have been extremely limited in our ability to get access inside the structure.
Some of the bodies recovered are still at the coroner's office being examined. Crews also still working slowly to remove the debris throughout the building while looking for more victims inside. City officials say no permits were actually issued for this party to be at the warehouse. So they're also investigating possible code violations tonight. New at 11, the Indianapolis Catholic community says goodbye to newly named Cardinal Joseph Tobin during a special mass today. Tobin will soon relocate to New Jersey to lead the Archdiocese of Newark. CBS 4's Gabby Gonzalez actually sat down with Cardinal Tobin this afternoon to talk about his hopes for this big new role.
A long procession entering the St. Peter and Paul Cathedral Saturday morning, marking a bittersweet moment for Catholics in central Indiana. Around 1,000 people in attendance to say goodbye to their Archbishop, now Cardinal Joseph Tobin.
Well, I think I was very...
Tobin will be installed as Archbishop of Newark on January 6th. Penn State and Wisconsin fans have taken over Indianapolis this weekend for the Big Ten Football Championship, and we're taking you inside the convention center here. You can see fans enjoying the special Fan Fest, and they were actually able to go on some AstroTurf here and use a 50-yard turf field, add in some tackling drills and some cornhole, and others actually headed outside to Georgia Street, as you can see here, by those fires because it was pretty cold out, but they took some of that tailgating action outside right up until kickoff. Now, for adults who wanted to continue that party past kickoff, there was an all-you-can-taste craft beer area, along with wine and soda from local breweries and some other restaurants. Also in town this weekend, an event that's teaching Hoosiers about being prepared for emergencies. This is the Greater Indy Survival Expo. It's going on right now at the State Fairgrounds, and it continues all weekend. It actually helps people prepare for natural disasters. There's vendors selling survival kits, protective gear, and emergency food. And there's also speakers who are talking and teaching people how to survive under any condition.
For example, the fires in Tennessee that are going on this week. How do you survive when your house burns down and you don't have a place to go? Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Katrina, when your water supply is not there anymore.
Now, the expo goes on again tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you want to buy tickets, head to our website for more information. They're $12 for adults and $5 for kids. The Trooper Bartram Memorial Foundation's Christmas event happened earlier this afternoon. Indiana State Police, along with officers from other agencies, took 200 kids shopping at a Walmart in Canby. So they must have had a lot of patience there. Now, the kids then put their presents under the Christmas tree. The annual Trooper Bartram Memorial Foundation motorcycle ride raises money for this event. Bartram was killed back in 1998 in a crash while on duty. It's been almost 4 years since the deadly shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Now a group named the Sandy Hook Promise releases a powerful PSA. We'll show you that ad coming up next, and also hear from the mom who's behind this big expo after this. And good news for the Colts. Andrew Luck has been cleared to play. We'll talk to Andrew Luck about what he's expecting from the Jets defense on Monday, coming up later in sports.